Hey y'all, welcome to Criminally Creative, a channel about my various creative endeavors. Today is Sunday, October 20th, 2024, and this is episode 69. I'm Susan. You can find me on Ravelry as Legal Eagle and on Instagram as Criminally Creative, the number 1. If you're new here, I appreciate you checking me out and hope that you like what you see. If you are returning, as always, I appreciate you coming back, and I always appreciate the comments that you make, and I just appreciate you being here. So anyway, it has been about 3 weeks since I last recorded. I was going to try to get here last week, and I just didn't have time to make it happen after work. So I have quite a bit, about a normal amount of stitching to show you, but I've got a decent amount of stashing for retirement. And as I mentioned last time, I am now over 1,000 subscribers. I'm actually at 1,200 subscribers, which I greatly appreciate. And so later in the episode, I am going to do some giveaways to thank you all for that, to celebrate the fact that I finally made it over 1,000 subscribers. First of all, before I get into things, I want to thank a couple people for mentioning my channel. Not since I last recorded, because a couple of these mentioned me before I last recorded, but I had forgotten to go and look at the mentions tab. So, in no particular order than the order I wrote them down. Dawn Marie at DM's Crafty Vortex. I will link all these below. Mention me, and I appreciate it. Dawn Marie, I appreciate you watching. Dawn Marie does a lot of full coverage. She does a few things that are not full coverage, but a lot of what she works on is full coverage. But she makes an impressive amount of progress, so go check her out. Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher. Beth is a friend of mine that I have met through the Barefoot Needle Arts retreats. She and I are doing a stitch along together right now, and I'm getting ready to start at least one, maybe 2 stitch alongs that she's also participating in. So go check her out. Excuse me. Then also Wendy from A Stitch in the Matrix. Wendy is somewhat of a new Flosstuber. I think I'm a little behind on her, but I watched her first couple of episodes, and I think she's got at least one more out that I haven't watched yet, but I'm way behind on Flosstube at the moment. So go check her out and give her some love. Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher. She is also someone that I know through Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat, or met through Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat. She's another, Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher, and Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher, are both North Carolina girls. So go check them out. And I think that's it for now as far as mentions that I know about. So if you're looking for some new Flosstubers, check those out. And ladies, I appreciate you always for mentioning my channel. So that's about it for introduction. We'll move on to hearsay. A couple things since I last talked to you. I had the Barefoot Needle Arts Beach Retreat the first full weekend of October. That was a blast. They were at a new location this time, right on the beach. The Stitchy Room had huge windows. The light was great. The space was great. You could walk over and go out on the balcony and just look at the beach. There's a pier there. And it was at a kind of resort that has like 2 hotels. We were in the Doubletree part as far as rooms go. I think everybody was in the Doubletree. And it was a great retreat all around. I'm not going to talk too much in detail about the retreat because I feel like several people have already done that. I will later on, when I do Stashing for Retirement, also show you Stitchy Kindness and some of the things that not only Barefoot and the retreat fairies gave us, but that other people at the retreat were giving out as, gifts and thank yous and stuff. But overall, it was a wonderful retreat, and I really like the new location. So, and I am already signed up for February's retreat. That registration opened for that yesterday. I do not know if they are full yet, but if you are interested in possibly attending the February Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat, go check on their website under the events tab, and you can fill out the Google form to register if it is still open. I don't know where they stand exactly on that. And then Amy will invoice you late. I think she said she was going to try to do that this next week if you get in. So anyway, also, I just got back again from barefoot last night. This weekend, I was supposed to be in the mountains at SAF, Southeastern Animal Fiber Fair, in Asheville, North Carolina. Of course, with everything that happened in Western North Carolina a few weeks ago, that was canceled. But this was also 24 hours of cross-stitch weekend, and barefoot did a thing all day Friday and part of the day yesterday, and so I decided instead to go down for that. And so it was great to hang out with friends again and just stitch for a couple days, register in person for the February retreat, and just kind of hang out with everybody. And I got a decent amount of progress done. So got to see some of the same people that I had seen at the retreat, but also got to meet a few new people. And I'm not going to mention a bunch of names because I'll forget somebody and then I'll feel really bad about it. So other than that, the only other thing I've really done since I last saw you, I did go to the Carolina game that had a very disappointing ending. We haven't been doing so great lately, but anyway, that's it for home games until I think November 16th is the next home game. So I won't be going to those for a while, but that's about it for hearsay. We will move on to the crafting progress, and first up is verdicts. I actually do have some verdicts this time. First up is knitting verdicts. I finished the pair of socks that I was working on, and these are done in lollipop yarn, her traditional base, in the Smile colorway. I did use the mini that came with it for the heel. I did a fish lips kiss heel on these because I turned the heel while we were traveling out west, and that's the one I know kind of off the top of my head. I did try a new heel. I mentioned this, I think, last episode. I did try a new heel on the last pair of socks I finished that I do want to try again. I just didn't know it off the top of my head when we were traveling, so I just did the one I know. And I knit these, as always, 2 at a time, toe up on US 0, which is a 2mm needle. And I just do a basic cast on the toe, increase, do a heel, go up till I'm done with the leg, and do a cuff. So, and then also I have another knitting verdict because I finished the litmus cow for my youngest niece. This is and this is a, kind of a cowl that you can wear down, but you can also double up, and probably for my nieces, they might even be able to triple it up. I don't know. But this is done out of Robin's Promise yarns. It was a mini skein set in the Songbird base, and the colorway for the mini skein set was called Luck of the Irish. The high school that she goes to, the colors are green and gold, so this was kind of intended to be, kind of school color-ish. So I got that. And I did actually have a cross-stitch verdict of sorts. I don't have it here to show you, but I will put a picture in as I'm talking. Myself and several of my table mates from the Queen City Stitch Retreat last year have been doing a Tiny Town Round Robin, where we all picked a Tiny Town pattern by Heart. Is that Heart and Hand? I think it's Heart and Hand. If I'm wrong, I will put it across the screen what it is instead. But we all picked a Tiny Town, started it, and then we've been sending in a rotation, everybody doing a chunk of the Tiny Town. I had received Anne's Tiny Town and finished that up, and she was at the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat with me the first week in October. So I finished it while I was there, and I gave it to her while I was there. And so at some point in here, I will have posted a picture of Anne and I together with the Tiny Town that I finished for her. So hopefully I should be receiving mine soon. I think one of our table mates has had some delays for some personal reasons, and that's perfectly fine. It's not a big deal. So I will get it at some point. So anyway, so that is it for verdicts. We will move on to court in session. First up, I have one knitting project to show you. Because I finished the litmus cowl for my youngest niece, I have now started the litmus cowl for my middle niece. And I had previously done the one for my oldest niece. And the reason I went from oldest to youngest is because the middle niece is going to be identical to the oldest. And it's in black, white, gray, and red colors, because both my middle and my oldest niece are at NC State. And these are their colors. As you know, I am a Carolina fan. When it comes to sports, NC State is not my team. NC State is a wonderful school, but we have a lot of in-state rivalries with particularly 4 schools that are here in North Carolina. But really, Carolina, Duke, and Carolina State are huge rivalries. So we have to give them grief. But anyway, I had finished the one for my oldest niece, and I just couldn't bring myself to knit with the same colors again right after that. So I did the youngest niece's one, and now I'm back to doing the middle niece's, which is going to be identical to the oldest niece's. So this is also a Robin's Promise mini skein set in the Songbird base. And I think the mini skein set's called Red, Black, and Gray, or Red, White, and Gray. Something like that. You can find it on her website. So this will be same concept. I'm knitting the cows on US 4 3.5 millimeter needles. And the Litmus cow pattern is by Jude Harper. I don't think I said that before. It may, on Ravelry, the Litmus cow may be under, I can't remember. Jude is a trans man, and so I cannot remember. Amy Florence Green, I think, is the previous name that the pattern might be still under. But if you can't find it, let me know. You can go on my Ravelry page to my projects page, and it will be linked there if you need it. So that is it for Knitting Quartz in Session. We will move on to the cross stitch. First up is in this bag by, hold on, get my glasses on to read it on the button, Lumi and Pie Sloths. I bought this last year at Stitch New England's retreat. And if you are new here as I talk, you know what, I just found something in this bag. I didn't realize there was an orc catcher in this bag. I probably knew it at the time I bought it, but I had totally forgotten about it. So, anyway, sorry, I digress. If you are new here as I talk, I will put pictures up of the pattern as it will look as when I am finished. And if I have one, a picture of what it looked like the last time I showed it to you. This is Coming to America by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. This was put out, I think, in like 2020 as some kind of exclusive or something like that, and I missed it at that point. But then she ultimately released it as a regular pattern. So I just started this last year on November 17th. This is a long, skinny pattern, as you will have seen from the picture I posted. I'm doing this on the called for 40 count Zweigart in Vintage Country Mocha. This was one of my October Whip Go projects. Sorry, I tried to get that kink out. So my goal was 10 hours on this project. And in that 10 hours, I completed 2,347 stitches. So I got a good bit done up top. And this is going to be, this one's going to take a while because it's long. But once I get to those names, I think it will go a bit quicker. So that was my first Whip Go project for the month, and I'm doing that in all the called for floss. My second Whip Go project of the month is in this brass button bag with koalas on it. This is my oldest whip. It is also a full coverage piece that has hundreds of thousands of stitches and may or may not ever be finished. I don't know. But I actually debated last year restarting this as the mini, but then I decided that I probably wouldn't like the end result. So anyway, let me tell you what it is first. This is Treasure Hunt Bookshelf. It is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs based on artwork by Amy Stewart. I started this approximately July 31st, 2016. I didn't record everything accurately. I know it was sometime around late July, early August of 2016. I think it was late July. And I am doing this on 25 count Lugana. This is before I knew about Easy Grid. And this is where it is. I have done about 4.5 hours of my 10-hour goal. So I've done 895 stitches on this so far. It is currently at 3.6%. I have been working mainly right in here. Like I said, this is a huge project. I don't know if it will ever be finished. When I considered last year whether, I'm going to pull it back here so I can do a before and after. When I considered last year whether or not to restart it as a mini, I decided not to. But I decided, I will have put a picture up here what it looked like when it's finished, and you see the woman standing on the ladder. I have decided to kind of work over to just past her and down to start with, so that if at some point I decide I'm not going to fully finish it, I can finish it as kind of a tall, long of that woman on the ladder and from top to bottom on the pattern. So we'll see how it goes. I am currently at 3.6% on that, and I realized that I did not write my percentage down on Coming to America, and that is on my phone, which I'm currently recording on. So what I will do is I will look that up after I finish recording, and hopefully when I talk about Coming to America, I'll add up something on the screen that tells you what percentage I'm at for those of you that like to know that stuff. Anyway, okay, that's my second October whip go, so I still have about 5.5 hours to work on that, so that will get a little more progress this month. Next up is in this bag by Creative Carol. Has like eagles on the inside. It's a vinyl front. This is One Nation by Bygone Stitches. This is the project, let's see, I started this on January 22, 2021. This is one of my older projects. Treasure Hunt Bookshelf and another project that I'm talking about next. I started in 2016, which is kind of when I had a brief dip into coming back to cross stitch that really didn't last beyond the first couple of months of 2017. And then I kind of really didn't cross stitch again. And then I picked it back up again late 2020, and that's when it stuck. So this is a project that I started in January of 2021. I think I've told you already, it's One Nation. This is the project that at the beginning of this year, I divided what I had left into 12 parts and said I'm going to finish it by the end of the year. I am now on the last bit of this. I may even finish it by the end of this month, so we'll show you what I've done. This is where it currently is. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. And as you can see, all I have left is that the end of that white line and the end of that red line on the bottom. And then I will be done. That is less than 1,100 stitches. So my goal for this month was 1,400 stitches. I have done 1,661 stitches this month. I'm currently at 94.6%. I am doing this on the called for 28 count Picture This Plus Ale. So this will be finished soon and before the end of the year. When I stopped last night, I said I've got to put it away and finish the rest of my goals for the month, and then I can pull this back out and finish it, which may be before the end of this month. But if not, it'll be early in November. So next up is Kingdom of Books. This is in a bag by Lynn X Stitch Creates. With Ruth Bader Ginsburg fabric. This is my second oldest piece, which I started in August of 2016. This is the full coverage piece that this year I am doing at least 2,000 stitches a month in. I'm doing it again. This was the brief resurgence in 2016 of cross stitch, and at that time I really didn't know much. Full coverage was brand new to me. I did what everything was called for, which meant this came as a kit, so I did all the kit fabric, the kit floss, everything. I might have done that differently had I started it now, but it is what it is. So I'm doing it. This was a kit that I got from Make It With Your Own Hands, which is a Russian company. This is a Russian pattern, Russian kit. I'm doing it on a kit 14 count Aida with 3 strands in most places. And here is where it is. The gate is the middle of the pattern, so I'm working to the far left. I did 2003 stitches this month, and I'm currently at 45.7%. So I am hoping that I will get to 50% before the end of the year. I think that I'm not quite to, after this book that I'm working on, there's 2 more books. I don't know if I will get to that far left edge this year or not. As you can see, the fabric margins are going to be tight. I'm using a, like water erase fabric pen to mark a grid on it. I don't know. I probably won't frame this. I probably will do like a soft hanging finish. So I can work with those margins. We'll see. I have no choice because I'm not, I mean, if I decide I want to frame it, I can always sew some, as you can see, sorry, I've had to sew fabric top and bottom to fit it in the Q-snap and reach the top and bottom. I'm probably going to have to sew some fabric on the end as I get a little closer to be able to do the far side, because the margins are so tight. If I decide I want to frame it, I can just permanently sew some fabric on there that's not quite as colorful as what I'm using, and, just frame it very close to the stitching. So, okay, that's all for Kingdom of Books. Next up is in this bag from Barefoot Needle Art with dragonflies on it. There's their logo on a thing. This is Nature's Peace by Carriage House Samplings. I need to write something down, sorry. Because I always forget to tell you. This is a stitch along I'm doing with Beth from the Steadfast Stitcher. And I know Julie, who is not on Flosstube. Julie, I think you're on Instagram, but I just realized I don't think I know what your Instagram handle is. But our friend Julie's also doing it. And this is Nature's Peace by Carriage House Samplings. I started this on the plane on the way out for our trip out west. And I showed you where I'd started last time, but I did work on this a little bit more at the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat, so I wanted to show you that. I started this September 20th of this year. I'm doing it on 22 count Be Stitch Me in the colorway Scroll. And I finished up the green on this tree. I did the little baby bear climbing the tree. I think I did. There was one more little thingy over here that I hadn't done that I did. And I probably did a little bit more of the actual tree the baby bear's on. I need to go back and look. The front leg on that bear looks kind of weird. Wonder if I missed a stitch or something. No, that's the way it looks. Anyway, I'm doing this with the call for DMC. And what was I going to... what I was going to tell you, what I had to write down, because I always forget to say it. The hashtag we are using for this is Nature Is My Peace, Sal. So if you would like to join us, it's not too late. Stitch-alongs are actually start-alongs for me. This is actually not a very huge pattern. So I did 225 more stitches since I last showed it to you. And I'm currently at 28.8%. So that's a quarter of the pattern. So it's not a huge pattern stitch count-wise. So, but it's, and I'm also really enjoying doing this on 22 count Aida. I had done it on Aida, but since I knew I'd be traveling and I figured the light would not always be great. But I'm really liking the 22 count Aida. Okay, next up. So we are in a new quarter of the year, so my Halloween project changed. This is a bag that I got, I think, from a Be Stitch Me box a year or two ago, and I'm not sure who made it. I'm sure they told me at the time, but now I don't remember. This is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs, and I am doing kind of a color conversion of sorts on this. I did not have a lot of the threads, and I also wanted to turn it a little bit more into grays instead of brown tones. So I'm doing this on 36 count Forbidden Fiber fabric in the Dovetail colorway. And I started this on July 3rd of 2022. As you can see, I'm doing more of gray. I've got the buds are kind of I don't know if you can tell, they're kind of like a slate bluish gray. And then I've got more blue right here. I basically kind of pulled, maybe had a couple of the flosses, but otherwise I pulled flosses that I had that were similar to the colorways, and then I changed some of the browns to grays, blue grays, slate blue type colors. So that's my, and it's a mix of, there's some Forbidden Fiber, there's some Color Cotton, there's some Classic Colorworks, there's some A Wicked Stepmother indie dye, which you probably can't get because she dyes in batches, and then when it's gone, it's kind of gone. If anybody is interested, I will be glad to type up and share my conversion, but it's also not a direct, this symbol, use this color conversion, because I am doing some things like the border around in the original pattern is 2 different colors, and it alternates where like some of the vine will be one of the colors and then the bud will be the other color, and then you get a little further along and it swaps. So what you were using for the bud is now the vine color, and what was the vine color is now the bud color. I think that was done in part so that you only needed 1 skein of each of those colors, because if you were to do the vine all in one color like I am, you need more than 1 skein of it. But then some of that same color is then used down here in the pattern, but I'm using a different color there. So it's not really a 1-for-1 conversion as far as symbol goes. And some of it I'm kind of winging as I go. That bird is not complete. I realized this weekend there's an errata and it's missing some little bit of feathers there that I've got to go back and do. But anyway, so that is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I did 1,005 stitches on this. My goal for this, for the quarter, is a minimum of 400 stitches per month, a preferred goal of 1,000 stitches per month. So I did 1,005 stitches. I'm currently at 37.4%. Okay, now we get to a couple of new starts that I did at the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat. Excuse me. This is in a bag that I bought at North Meets South from, who did I buy it from? I think I left the card in here. Nope, that's the fabric card. I thought I left the card in here for who made the bag, so I would know who made the bag. Wait a minute, I put it in here. And I lied. One of the vendors there, and hopefully I will be able to figure it out and put it across the screen, because I could have sworn I left the card in here so that I could tell you who made the bag, and now I can't find it. But it's a beautiful quilted bag. Purple. This is Quilting ABCs by Erica Michaels, which is a pattern that is sold in 5 parts. I started this on October 4th, 2024 at the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat. My friend Peggy started it with me and is doing it as well. She has, I think, gotten further along than I have, because in my typical, like I said, stitch alongs or start alongs, and when I do start something new, I make myself do at least 500 stitches in it, and then it generally goes in my pile and will get worked on when it gets worked on. I am doing this on 40 count Seraphim fabric in the antique lace colorway. I did 508 stitches, which is 2.3%. So that's where it stands. I am using all the called for floss on this. I'm enjoying, I enjoyed what little I did. This is one of those patterns that lends itself to maybe like saying doing a block a month, but I'm still thinking about my 2025 goals and not wanting to get too many things that I have to do each month, so we'll see. And then the other new start is in excuse me, is in this bag that I also bought at North Meets South. And I know I bought it from a, no, I don't have a card in here either. I know that one of the fabric dyers that was new was selling it, but I don't know if she actually made it. And again, if I can figure it out, I'll put it across the screen. This is Southern Land by Owl Forest Embroidery. So this was my birthday start for this year. So I started on October 6, 2024. Oh, I did forget in my hearsay to mention that I had a birthday. I'm now 56 years old, which is hard to imagine, because in my head I'm still like 28. I am doing this on 40 count Atomic Ranch in the Vanilla Cream colorway. That's as far as I've gotten. I did 575 stitches, so it's at 3%. I am using the Owl Forest Embroidery dyed floss with the DMC base. If you order floss from them, they offer floss that's dyed on a DMC base, and then they have floss that's dyed on some Russian thread maker's base. I don't know anything about that. It may be great floss, but I went with DMC since that's what I know. So I don't know if you can see, their dyeing is very lovely, subtle variegations. So it's really pretty. So that is where that stands. You might be able to see a little bit better some of the floss there. And that is it for the cross-stitching whips. So, on the docket, I need to do about 5.5 more hours of my treasure hunt bookshelf. I still need to do at least the 1,200 stitches on Anzac, because I didn't get to that last month to do the 600, and so I need to do last month 600 and this month 600. And then hopefully finish One Nation, so before the end of the month or early November. I also am planning to do at least one, possibly two new starts with and I'll show you, you'll see the patterns in a minute, but one is the Raven Craft. I don't know if they have a hashtag for it yet, but a pattern from Raven Craft on Etsy with Beth, the Step by Stitcher, and Dawn Enchanting Stitches. Excuse me, I need to write her name down so I remember to link her. And then also one of the patterns that I bought at Barefoot Beach Retreat. I'm thinking about making a Halloween start, but I'll show you that in a minute and what I've got for it and everything. But so that's really all it is on the docket calendar. I am going back to the beach the weekend before Veterans Day with with my friend Peggy and some other friends that we met from a knitting retreat we used to go to, and we've been trying to get together. And we're just going down for a weekend to hang. We found a place that's kind of designed for crafters to come and hang out. And so we're going to do that for that weekend and just hang out and craft all weekend. And I also did sign up for the February Barefoot Needle Art Beach Retreat, which is I think like the 7th through 9th of February. Again, I don't know if they filled up or not yesterday when registration opened, but you can go on their website under the events tab, and if registration is still open, you can fill out the Google form there. I am not going to do any separate shout outs this time, other than the ones that I've already mentioned, thanking them for mentioning me, or that I've mentioned as a stitch along. I'm way behind on Flosstube, and so I really just haven't watched a lot yet, and I still have not found time to sit down and kind of make a list of all the ones that I mean, I've got a list on YouTube, obviously, of the ones I've subscribed to, but I need to somehow get that in a way that I've marked off the ones I've told y'all about so that I don't miss telling you about most of the ones that I enjoy. Anyway, so no additional ones right now, but excuse me, we will move on to stashing for retirement. Okay, y'all, I have a box. And a lot of this, I mean, most of this is stuff I have bought. Most of it at the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat. A little bit of it this past weekend. A few things elsewhere. Some of it's Stitchy Kindness. Stitchy Kindness is going to get mixed in with purchases from the Needle Arts Retreat because I don't have room to like spread it out in categories. It's all in this box. I'm going to try to do the stuff that's unrelated to the beach retreat and Barefoot Needle Art first, but I may miss something. So, and so no particular order here. I finally caved and ordered Cross Stitch in the Forest by Max Pigeon. Several Flosstubers have done flip throughs of this. I know for a fact Helen D has, and I'm sure there are others. Yeah, I want to start something from this, but I'm holding off. I can't decide what. So, highly recommend. I got my October Fabric of the Month from Oak Crown Studios. Now, I just got this yesterday. So, if you haven't received yours yet, fast forward a few seconds. I get 32 count Langana, and she went a little more neutral this time. And I'm not going to say the name in case you don't want to look. I'm getting ready to show it. It is definitely that color, but it is a very neutral form of that color. Not an in your face. It's a little bit more of that than it's showing. I'm trying not to say the color, but if you have not received yours, you don't want to be spoiled. You can look back now. I'm not showing it anymore. So I got that. I ordered a bag from Sherry So Sweet. This is the back of the bag. You like the little ticking and the little witch hat. And of course you can see why I ordered the bag. It's got cute little witch feet. And purple spider fabric up top. And I think the inside's just a neutral. Yeah, the inside's just little white dots. She put a cute little Happy Halloween thing and a key ring on there. This is Sherry So Sweet. She has both a website and an Etsy store. I believe that occasionally she has things on her website that are not on her Etsy store, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I got from Stitch New England, I got house number 11, the haunted house. And as always, I always get the fancy gloss. I got Log Cabin Christmas. This is Log Cabin Christmas chart number 8. So there's one more coming out after this. I do plan to start this in December, this series. I ordered the Primrose Cottage Halloween Quaker. And then this is a older book that I think was just reprinted, Blackbird Design Sisters. I primarily got this for that pattern, which is sort of a companion to the Away We Ride. It's called At First Cock's Crow. So I got those. Trying to make it so. My birthday present to myself. So you can kind of see right here. I'm trying to figure out where to put my hand so you can see what I'm pointing to. This is, you can only see the edge of it. This is my Gus's floor stand. And you can see right there, up there is my Gus's tabletop stand that I take to like retreats and when I go out places. Both of them have the arms that like a Q-snap or your hoop or whatever rest on, which means, you know, the project needs to be big enough that there's space between the arms for your hand to go up under. And most of the projects I work on, because I'm so drawn to large projects, are plenty big for that to happen. But occasionally I work on a project that's too small to use those arms, and I have gotten so used to two-handed stitching, I don't like it. So I recently realized, I knew when I ordered the tabletop stand that it was an option to order a clamp style instead of the arms. What I did not realize until recently is that that same clamp attachment, clamp portion would also work on my floor stand. So for my birthday, I ordered that. So this replaces a portion of the stand where has the arms attached, if I want to do something smaller with a clamp and, you know, and clamp it. So I won't use it that often, but it was what in my mind was a reasonable enough price that I wanted to have it. So I ordered this. Gus is in Australia. He is, I contacted him to confirm that it would fit both of my stands. And at the time he said, I can have one ready to ship to you in no more than 2 or 3 weeks. This was early September. And I said, that's great. Would you go ahead and invoice me then? Because I will be traveling for a large chunk of September. And I'm happy to go ahead and pay so that when it's ready, you can go ahead and ship it. And he did that. And he actually shipped it while we were on our trip. Of course, from Australia, it takes a week or 2 to get here. So it did not arrive till we got back, which was great. And so that was kind of my birthday present to myself. Okay, I think that's most of everything except barefoot stuff, which I'm going to have to keep turning and reaching because it's all piled in there. First up, I'll show you, for the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch event I went to, they just gave, Amy Memory gave us these cute little bags, and they had a little notepad. Mine was a cat. They were varying Halloween things, and a little squishy. Again, these were varying. Mine was a pumpkin. And then there was some candy in there too, but I've eaten that already. Again, random, no logic to this, sorry. This is a cute little tin that my friend Angela gave me at the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat. And it's got a magnet on the inside where you can hold needles. It's got some candy and some cute little buttons and some floss and scissors. And she put, there's candy. Let's take the candy out because we'll need to eat that. Cute little, you know, like a clothespin to hold something. And she put, there's some stickers. And she put a little, you know, decorative piece of paper in the bottom. So that was from Angela. Thank you, Angela. And one of the things that the Retreat Fairy brought us was this. It has Barefoot Needle Arts on it. These are highlighters. So that was kind of cute. Okay, I'm gonna hold that. This is something that I bought actually this weekend. This is a new pattern from the Artsy Housewife, 2 Snowy Owls. I plan to change the colors on this some. I bought this piece of 32 count Lagana in Stormy Seas, which is a Barefoot Needle Arts color. I'm going to do it on that. And I'm going to change, I'm definitely changing the house to more of like a turquoise color. I want to keep the somewhat Christmassy winter vibes. So I want to keep the reds. I want to keep some green down here, although I'm going to have to maybe change it up tone-wise a little bit. I'm going to have to change the greens on the shutters to make it go right with the turquoise, but the white will stay white. That top band that the white kind of bulbs are hanging on might change color somewhat. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, I'm going to change up the colors on that some. Whenever I start it, we'll see. Let's see what else we got. So I don't know. Barefoot Needle Art is a store in Surfside Beach, South Carolina. It's in the Myrtle Beach area. Amy and Memory Baker own it. Memory has recently been diagnosed with breast cancer and has started her treatment. And so Amy, who is the pattern designer for Barefoot Needle Arts, designed this pattern, Faith, for Memory. And right now, for the month of October, if you go to their website under shop, there's a tab called Breast Cancer Awareness. This pattern and breast cancer bags, as well as some other items, are under that tab, and all the proceeds from the sales of those in the month of October are going to one of their local charities that supports people going through breast cancer treatment, breast cancer survivors, that sort of thing. So if you're interested in supporting that, go check that out. I bought this bag and this pattern for me, but I also bought another one for y'all. So this will be one of the giveaways later in the episode. Actually, that one. Sorry. Get the right bag. So this is going to be one of the giveaways. And actually, as I come across these, I guess I'll just go ahead and do them. So if you are interested in winning both the bag and the pattern together, mention the word faith in your comment. And that will be our first giveaway for me reaching 1,000 subscribers. What else did I get? Let's see. So I got, they had an Atomic Ranch trunk show at the beach retreat. And of course I bought several fabrics. I got a fat quarter of Light Euphoria in 40 count. That is like a light blue, obviously, but there's little hints of purple in there. A 40 count of Mystic Fabrics Atypical. This was not a trunk show. This was just something they had in the store. I'm not sure why, but I just really liked this. I have no idea what I'm going to do on it. Another one that I just saw in the store and really wanted to have, Under the Sea Uranus in 36 count. Also a fat quarter. I picked up my quarterly fabric and bag from Barefoot while I was there. This quarter's colorway is called Seaweed, and I got it in a 40 count. It's kind of a foresty green, I guess. I was trying to think of the right shade. It's not really army green. Foresty green, but browns, and you can see it's a little bit more solid over there. It's showing up a little bit more. It's showing a lot more contrast than it is in person. I mean, there's definitely greens and browns, but there's not as much of the kind of whitey looking as is showing up on my screen. Sorry about the crinkle. I don't want to. And then the bag of the quarter was, Memory does the sewing of the bags. So the bag of the quarter was these pumpkins. More fabric I bought from the Atomic Ranch trunk show. This is a 28 count Ocean Sand. They brought the leftover fabrics over to the retreat place at the last night, and so, I've got sticky on here because they weren't retagging because they were just cutting what you wanted. And then I also got a 48 count in the Dawn colorway. 40 count. Sorry. 40 count, not 48. My eyes can barely do 40, not 48. That Ocean Sand I have a plan for that I'll show you in a bit. I bought, so they had a Steno Stitches trunk show with a lot of their portfolios, and also some like orc catchers and thread beds and stuff. So I got this one, This is steno stitches. So you've got the vinyl. It's got a little crocheted flower. This is a thread bed. This is just fabric. And then you've got another pocket here. This is a needle minder. I've never used one of these before, so I thought I'd try it. I just bought this one. But then again, the last night they brought the rest of the trunk shows over. And there was one Grinch left that I had talked myself out of earlier because I own this fabric. And I need to make a regular project bag out of it. Haven't done it yet. But I'm never going to make something like this probably. It's just too, in my mind, it's too fiddly. And I'm just probably not going to do it. So, you know, the Grinch had to come home with me because there was only one left. So, next up is, this is Stitchy Kindness. My friend Anne gave me this bag that she made. She does have an Etsy shop called Dazzling Dragonfly, which is open in the sense you can find it on Etsy. I will link it below. She currently does not have anything in it, but she will be soon putting some additional bags, some bags similar to this in it. So I will link it below so that you can keep an eye on it for when she does do bags. So these open at the top, which I like, and it has kind of a teal fabric inside. So I picked this one out for me, but she also gave me one to give to you. So this is going to be another giveaway. This one has just kind of a cream muslin inside. Also kind of has a handle, zipper top. Also kind of a rainbow mixed patchwork across the front. And if you are interested in winning this bag, if you will put the word dragonfly, all one word, dragonfly, in your comment. So that will be giveaway number 2. Okay, what else do we have? This made a new friend named Becky, who gave me a cute little bag that has some candy and some floss. There's something else in here. I gotta find it. There it goes. And a cute little, zipper pull with a... I don't want to take it out right now. Sorry, because I know my fingers will be fiddly. With a little star and candy corn. The candy corn, can't tell without my glasses on if that's attached on it. I don't remember. Yes. So, just cute little zipper pull. Put that there because that's also got candy in it. Oh, let's see. Odds and ends. So this was a retreat fairy gift at the retreat. Little bucket with and a couple of pins. It's a pin cushion. This was a retreat fairy gift. It says Beach Retreat October 2024. And it has sand and a little shell and a starfish on it. I think, yes, my friend Kylie, who is the So What Stitcher, gave me this. It says, sometimes you forget you're awesome. So this is your reminder. It's like a little keychain. One of my table mates gave us this. I'm so horrible. I'm drawing a blank. Sandy, I think. Ugh, my brain has gone with age. I'm pretty sure it's Sandy. I'm so sorry if I've got that wrong. Cute little beehive. I think these are made to be like knitting needle minders, but you could put them like on the end of a pair of scissors or something. This was from the retreat fairy, a little crab. Crabs were kind of the theme of this retreat. Somebody left this at my table when I wasn't there, so I'm not sure who gave me that, but it's like a watermelon keychain and some Smarties. And, oh, who gave us these? Somebody, I remember picking this out, but I'm sorry, I can't remember who gave us these. This is a little, scissor pull or zipper pull or scissor fob with beads and a little ball of yarn. And then my friend Anne also made, as table gifts, she made these little orc catchers. and then floss drops and a scissor fob. Ann's Instagram name is EANRN. She also has a floss tube channel called Ann Craft All the Things, but she has not recorded in a while. I keep giving her grief about it, but so far it hasn't worked. So, somebody, I don't know if there's a business name. I think this was just an individual who collects like little teacups and saucers and makes pin cushions out of them. There are typically not lots of vendors at this retreat, but Amy and Memory will allow a couple people to vend in return for a donation to the charity that we're supporting for each retreat. And so this is one of the people who was authorized to sell these pin cushions and made a donation to the retreat's charity, which this time was a local theater and the money was going to go for like summer theater programs for kids. They alternate. One October retreat is usually like a charity that helps humans, and February retreat is usually a charity that helps animals. I think that's the way they do it. I got who gave us these? Denise gave us this cute little turtle keychain that says "You are turtly awesome." I don't know who gave me this. I know there was candy in it that I've already eaten, and it's a little cat, like a glasses cleaner thing. My friend Peggy gave us these. It's a scissor case, and she also put a Snag Nabbit in it. I feel like, I was going to say, I feel like there was something else in it, and also a floss tucker. You know, like when you got short little threads at the end, or it can be a needle threader. And then this is, you put your scissors in this little pocket and snap over. So Peggy made those. Oh, let's see what else I got. Let's see. These are actually, I think, my purchases from the August show. Some of these are purchases from the August online needlework market or whatever it was called, and I just ordered them from Barefoot and told them just hang on to them till the retreat. So I got Heart and Hand Wee Santa 2024, Barefoot Needle Arts Raven Street, Thankful Tiny Town, the Needles Notion Midnight Magic. Trying to stack these up, and they're all wanting to slide because of the slick. This one I just bought at the retreat. Happy Halloween banner. It's in French, but I can't pronounce that first word. By Serenita de Campagna. Stitchy Witchy Bell Pull. This is the one I may start Halloween. And I bought this at the retreat, and then I found out that Dawn from Enchanting Stitches is planning to start it. I'm not sure if Beth is. She said somebody else, but I can't remember if it was Beth or somebody else. So this weekend while I was at Barefoot, set this stuff down, I bought this fabric, which is Black Pearl by Barefoot Needle Arts in a 40 count. So I'm going to do it on this fabric. And the called for is Rainy Day for the purple. And the called for is Blackbird in Classic Colorworks, but they were out of that. And so I decided, actually, since I'm doing this fabric, I'm going to do what is charted in black in this Classic Colorworks Nighty Night, which is actually a navy purple. And I don't know that I can show you really, but I think it really works with the fabric that I've chosen. So it kind of turns this fabric, which is purpley pink and kind of almost Eastery to me, to more Halloween. So So that is the plan for that, is to do that on this. Stitchy Pros is the one that designed the retreat piece, which I will show you here in a minute. I haven't gotten to it. Haven't dug down to it yet. And so they also had a trunk show of hers there, and she was actually there. And I was telling her, I think she doesn't know me from Adam, but I met her briefly in 2022 at StitchCon, and she was pregnant, and she's pregnant again. I was like, every time I see you, you're pregnant. I also bought Show and Tell at the Witches Retreat by Thistles. This was just something that I had on my list as something I wanted. I don't know. It's a 2024 pattern, but I had not picked it up. Candace. I always want to call her Cadence because I have a granddaughter named Cadence, but it's Candace, who is lives in the Myrtle Beach area and comes to the Barefoot Retreat and was at the 24 Hours Cross Stitch this weekend. She is a designer. Spooky Stitching is her design name. And she has designed, I bought this pattern of hers, which is Gossip Gourds. Barefoot Needle Arts is carrying her patterns. The pattern actually has a little candy bucket here. And I told her the model they have in the shop has a candy bucket. And I was talking to her and I was like, I'd really like to have that candy bucket. She said it is in the pattern, but her pattern picture, I guess, was taken before she did that. I don't know. For some reason, the candy bucket's not on the pattern picture, but it's in the pattern. So, and then I also bought the new re-release of Halloween Eve Blackbird Designs. So I got that one. This was the retreat pattern called If Crabby. It says, if Crabby, please return to the beach. And I am going to do it on this fabric because I think that looks like a beach. So, and that is going to be a gift for someone. Because while I love the beach, I'm not like a total beach girl. I'm a mountain girl. Let's see what else we got. This was another Retreat Fairy gift. Sorry, I got to open this one. It was with this card and a zipper pull. And the card says you make a profound difference and has the story about throwing the starfish back into the ocean and, you know, how are you going to save all these starfish? And you know, it made a difference to this one. Hopefully you know what story I'm talking about. Let's see. Southern Yankee Stitcher. She has a floss tube. I have not watched it yet. I know she just had released a new episode, but I was just introduced to her at the retreat, so I'm going to subscribe to her and watch her. She gave us these cute cards that says your vibe attracts your tribe, and apparently that picture has her mother in it. And the back of the card says, in loving memory of Mom. I'm not sure which one of those is her mother. I don't think it says. I got this off the freebie table. This is the only thing I took off the freebie table. I was trying to be realistic about things I would actually stitch. And I'm probably not going to stitch this whole thing. This is, I've never heard, Simply Steffi. And it says includes pattern instructions and batting, but it just has the pattern in here and instructions. I will probably do the sheep and maybe this, but separately as separate pieces. So I just thought that was cute. The Retreat Fairy also brought us a Barefoot Needle Arts towel / blanket. It's like a so that was nice. Let's see what else we got. My friend Peggy also gave us these. They're designed to be little earbud cases, but you know, you could put like a little, it's got a little mesh kind of half pocket. You could turn it into a little like portable sewing kit, travel kit. The other vendor at the Barefoot Nail Arts Retreat was Heidi, who is Cottage Cat Designs Creation. Wait a minute. Got a card right here. The Cottage Cat on Etsy. She also has a floss tube, the Potty Mouth Stitcher. And I have shown you some of these before because I have bought them from her before. But she was there vending again, and made a nice donation to the charity. And of course, I bought more floss drops. So I got these wintry. Now, they're not all the same design. There's like probably, I don't know, I think 5 or 10 different designs in there. I'm not going to open these though. So I got these kind of wintry, snowflakey ones. I got some kind of fall-y, Thanksgiving-y, thankful ones. I got that kind of, they're colorful, peacocky looking, I think. And then I got some more of the little animals, just cute animals. And I think all of these are cats and sweaters. So I really like her floss drops a lot. So what else? My friend Peggy brought me a my friend Peggy brought me, she's recently moved and I think is sorting through stuff as she unpacks. Brought me some stuff, a couple of patterns I'll show you in a minute because I already had them, so I'm going to use them as giveaways. Excuse me. And she brought me also some of her leftover sock yarn that I'll use in blankets and stuff. I'm not going to show you that, but I'm going to show you the patterns and stuff that she brought me that I am keeping. She brought me Sewing Club by Blackbird Designs. I believe that all of these are things she had double bought, but I'm not sure. I won't swear to it. Some of them may just be stuff she's realized she's not going to stitch, but I'm pretty sure this is just one she double bought. I know the 2 other patterns that I'm going to give away are ones she double bought that I'm giving away because I already have them, but she brought me Plum Street Samplers, the Wool and Flax Co. I did not have that one. I love Plum Street. I think she gave me this. Yes, she did. Quaker Handiwork by Brenda Gervais. It's pretty. And then she gave me several Mill Hill kits. Jim Shore Early Morning Santa. Kitty's Stocking. Gift Bearing Santa, Jim Shore. Another Jim Shore Perfect Christmas Santa. Perfect, like a cat purring. Another Jim Shore Santa with Lantern. And Jim Shore Santa with Lights. And so those were all gifts from my friend Peggy. And then I did buy a couple of online patterns that I'll post pictures of up here as I talk. Autumn Lane has released the Witch's Hollow pattern that was in their box last year. So I bought that. I don't know when I'll start it. I just had to have it. I bought it as a PDF. And then Beth the Steadfast Stitcher, and Dawn Enchanting Stitches are doing a stitch along that is going to start October 26th. I think that's whatever the Saturday is. I think that's the 26th. There will be a Zoom Beth has a Facebook group called Craft and Books. And so there's an event in that group that I believe has the Zoom link. You don't have to come to the Zoom link. You don't have to start on the 26th. But if you're interested, there's a designer on Etsy. It's Raven Craft, I believe is the correct name. If that's not right, I will put it across the screen, but I will also link it below. And she has several patterns that look like, wood carving. The patterns that look like they've been carved in wood. And so, but the stitch along, I think, is for any of her patterns or any of her witch patterns. I'm not sure which one. And I bought 3. I bought Wood Witch, I bought The Flight of a Witch, and I also bought Sleepy Hollow. The one that I am going to start is Wood Witch, which is the one with her stirring the pot and the owl on her shoulder or head or somewhere. And I'm going to do it completely in DMC 310. I'm going to use, I should have brought it over here, the Atomic Ranch color I got for September, the pistachio, which was kind of the brightish green. That's what I'm going to do it on. Beth is doing it on a really pretty purple. But that green is one of those things that I like, but I don't, it will be hard for me personally to find a pattern to do it on because it's just not something I gravitate towards, but I think it'll look really good with just the black and the witch. It'll be kind of Halloween-y. But if you're interested in finding out more about that, go to Beth's Facebook group, Craft and Books. You do have to answer a couple questions to get in. I think they're just making sure you're not a troll. And then once you're in, there's an event tab that has a Zoom group, and they Zoom a lot in that group. So if you're just looking for a good stitchy community, that's a good place to go. Okay, so that is it for Stashing for Retirement. The last thing we have is the rest of the giveaways. So far we have two. We have the Barefoot Needle Arts bag and pattern. I'm not going to repeat the word. You got to go back and watch it. And also the bag from Anne, Dazzling Dragonfly. Again, go back and find that if you want the word. And I've got a couple other patterns that either my friend Peggy overbought or I double bought. First up is Silver Creek Samplers, Fred's Unifying Question. This came out, I think, last year. 23 or 22, I don't remember. I'm looking for the date on the back, but I'm not seeing it. Obviously, based on Fred Rogers, Will You Be My Neighbor? If you are interested in winning this, say Roger. Another one that my friend Peggy gave me that I already had is Teresa Kogut, Flying Lessons. If you are interested in winning this one, say Fly, F-L-Y. One that I double bought before I started putting everything in an app is Patriotic Santa by Sue Hillis Designs. If you are interested in winning this one, say Santa. Next up is Winter from Cricket Collection. Again, one I double bought. If you're interested in this one, say Winter. Or use Winter in your comment. When I say, use it in your comment. And also from the Cricket Collection, October, the best month because it's my birthday month. Say October if you're interested in winning this one. And then in addition to the patterns, I'm also going to give away two $25 gift certificates to the to the store of your choice. Assume two different people will win one $25 gift certificate to the store of your choice that I can purchase the gift certificate online in US dollars that is a reputable site. The giveaways are open to anybody. I will ship overseas, but I think the overseas people, it may be easier to get a gift card. So that's why I want to make something that's much easier to receive overseas available. If it is an overseas website that I am ordering the gift card from, it needs to be something that I am comfortable. I can either use PayPal or I'm comfortable using my credit card on. I will not give gift certificates to sites like Temu, AliExpress, sites that are obviously pirating patterns. So if you win that, and then keep that in mind when you're letting me know which site you would like. But if it's a brick and mortar store and I can go online and order the gift certificate and they will either mail it to you or email it to you, I'm fine doing it from a brick and mortar store so long as I can order it online and don't have to like find time during business hours to call them and talk to them and have a mail, all that. I mean, I know that Barefoot Needle Art, I can order one online and they will send it to you electronically. I believe that Stitch New England, who I also order regularly from, you can order online and ship it, and they will send it to you electronically. I know 123 Stitch, so I'll do Etsy. I'm open to anything that appears to be a reputable, legitimate site that I can order it online, if you win. If you are interested in the gift cards, let me give you the keyword. The keyword for that is create, CREATE. So all the normal rules apply. Please be 18 so that I can, get your mailing address without getting in trouble. Please don't say free, giveaway, any of those little words that bring all the trolls. I will delete your comment if you use that. So just be aware. I really like it if you try to use the words in a sentence, no matter how silly it is, but that is not required. I would appreciate it if you're a subscriber, but again, I'm probably not going to check unless I think you might be a troll. I think that's it. I will probably record again around November 1st. It will be at least November 1st. So I would say if you're interested in entering, do so before the end of the day, October 31st, which is 11 days from now. So I will probably record November 1st, if not Friday the 1st, sometime that weekend. But I will keep it open until right before I record again. But if you want to be sure you're in, do it by the end of the day, the 31st. I think that is it. If you have any questions, comments, I'd love to get comments below. My email address is also listed below if you want to email me with anything. As always, I have a link below to my Google spreadsheet that has all of my cross-stitch projects on it, with fabric, notes, if any, about floss. And if you're interested in any of the knitting type projects, you can find me on Ravelry under Legal Eagle, and I have project pages for all of those. But if any of those resources don't answer your question, feel free to send me a message or comment or whatever. DM me on Instagram. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I know this is probably going to be a pretty long one, so if you've made it all the way to the end, I appreciate that as well. And I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.